Bold predictions: Tennessee Georgia Tech. The GOVOLS 247 staff already has gone on the record with its predictions for Tennessee's season opener against Georgia Tech, but picking the final score doesn't exactly tell the entire story. With that in mind, here are two bold predictions each from Patrick Brown, Ryan Callahan, Grant Ramey and Wes Rucker explaining what they think will happen tonight at Atlanta's new Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Patrick Brown's bold predictions: Dillon Bates will lead Tennessee in tackles. I'm making my debut in this bold predictions piece, and I'm going super bold. The former four-star top 100 recruit, a Tennessee legacy whose father played for the Vols and won Super Bowls with the Dallas Cowboys, has 9 total tackles in his career. How close will he come to matching it tonight against Georgia Tech's option offense? Pretty close, I think. The injuries to Darrin Kirkland Jr. and Austin Smith have opened the door for Bates potentially to get the starting nod, and defensive coordinator Bob Shoop made it clear last week, prior to Smith's injury, that Bates would play a key, specialized role and had earned that role based on how he's played the option against the scout team in practice. Bates has made little to no noise defensively in his career, so calling for a breakout game is bold. But you know what? Go bold or go home. Josh Palmer will catch a touchdown pass. The freshman wide receiver, you may have heard he's from Canada, has been impressive pretty much since he stepped on campus back in the summer, and he's worked his way potentially all the way into the starting lineup. Coaches and teammates have raved about Palmer's abilities, and many coaches who saw him play in high school in Florida believed the Vols were getting a complete steal. Tennessee's passing game has been a bit erratic in preseason practices, and who knows what to expect from it tonight. But put me down for a Palmer touchdown in his debut. What's next for the Vols? Make sure you're in the loop. Take 5 seconds to sign up for our free Vols newsletter now. Ryan Callahan's bold predictions: both teams will rush for more than 200 yards. It's no secret that Georgia Tech will run the ball plenty with its unique flexbone offense, and the Yellow Jackets likely will have at least some degree of success in moving the ball on the ground. But I also envision Tennessee leaning on its running game in this game, while its passing game finds its footing, and I expect the Vols to run the ball well against a Georgia Tech defense that allowed only 4 teams to rush for more than 200 yards last season. Tennessee's offensive line will play well enough to get the job done on the ground despite coming off a preseason in which its 5 projected starters didn't practice together much until the past week to 10 days. It will be a good day for junior running back John Kelly and true freshman Ty Chandler in particular. Darrell Taylor will record his first career sack. While Georgia Tech undoubtedly will rely mostly on its running game, the Yellow Jackets mix in a few passes here and there too, and it will be no different in tonight's game. They attempted at least 10 passes in 11 of their 13 games last season, and that should give Tennessee several chances to pin its ears back and go after the quarterback, especially if the Vols ever build a comfortable lead or are ahead in the final minutes. Whatever the case, I expect Tennessee's defensive ends to generate some pressure against a Georgia Tech offensive line that specializes in cut blocking, and that will result in Taylor, one of the Vols' projected starters at defensive end, getting his first sack. Grant Ramey's bold predictions: Quinton Dormady will throw for 250 yards and 2 touchdowns. A balanced offense will help Dormady be successful in his first career start, and he'll be accurate and poised enough to take advantage. As to who catches those touchdown passes, that's a different story. Maybe a back out of the backfield, and maybe even a tight end. Brent Samaglia will get a field goal attempt. The more I've heard Butch Jones says the place-kicking duties are up for grabs in the preseason, the more concerned I've been with Aaron Medley. Is this competition wide open because Medley's had a bad camp? Or is it open because Samaglia has just been that impressive? It's not every fall that a freshman kicker comes into camp and challenges the senior kicker who's been kicking for his team for the last 3 years. If one thing is obvious, it's that Medley's leash, if he wins the competition, should be shorter than in years past. He's made 52 of his 73 career attempts and missed 5 as a junior last season after missing 10 as a sophomore in 2016. Those numbers won't be good enough if the competition is truly open. Wes Rucker's bold predictions.